Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick story on Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father. So last night at the Grammys, Jay-Z, Beyonce's husband, decided he needs to get up on the stage and have a Kanye West moment and do a whole speech. And the speech didn't really make sense. But bottom line is he felt like, why is Beyonce constantly getting snubbed and she has not won the Album of the Year award? Well, here come Matthew Knowles out of his corner somewhere saying, you know what? It's not Beyonce's fault or the Grammys' fault. He's blaming it on her record label. Now, listen, guys, we're going to get more into this story right after this. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get right into this Matthew Knowles story. So Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's record label, also to blame for Grammys Album of the Year award snub. Okay, so Jay-Z says the Recording Academy is at fault for Beyonce never winning the top prize at the Grammys. But Beyonce's pop says her own record label is also contributing to the snub. Matthew Knowles joined us on TMZ Live Monday, and we asked him about the Jay's spicy speech at the Grammys and what's holding Beyonce back from winning Album of the Year award. Now, I can't play that. I had to cut Jay-Z's speech out of my last video. Let's hear
time after time after time for everything. I get it. But she's won 32 and really, as you say, 36 awards. So it's not that she's been overlooked. So why do you think that this one category is where they're disrespecting her?
People don't know the process. Oh. Your record label can only appoint one person in a category. So that means her record label, I'm gonna call you out, Columbia Records. Her record label has never really put her in that category for consideration.
But she's been nominated. And I guess that's the problem, Matthew, is that people feel like they nominate her for Album of the Year, but then they give it to someone who, in the eyes of a lot of fans, had an inferior album. And that's the question, is like, why are they singling her out in that category?
Well, again, when you have, going back to Adele and Beyonce on the same record label, the record label can only support one of those artists.
Why do you think that the label, which has made a fortune off Beyonce, why would they choose Adele over your daughter?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, there's a financial reason. Maybe Adele sold more records worldwide. I don't know these answers, but these are some of the thought processes that they go through. Maybe you say, Beyonce has her success. Here's an opportunity to push Adele, so let's push her.
So this isn't so much the Grammys as it is the label, according to you.
It's a combination of all, but it starts with the label. Again, guys, I've been 14 years in those rooms supporting the label. I know exactly how this works. We spend it's a 3-day process. We spend a whole day listening to a minute of a song and saying, that's pop. And then pop will listen and they say, oh, that's R&B. That's a big deal, the genre of the music. And again, there comes a point in the music industry is the whiting of America.
Oh, he gave us some intel. he said it's the label for primarily because they can only support one artist of theirs at a time. So JC says the Recording Academy is at fault for Beyonce never winning the top prize at the Grammy, but Beyonce Pop said her own record label is also contributing to the snub. Matthew Knowles joined us on Tuesday, joined us on TMZ Live Monday, and we asked him about Jay's spicy speech at the Grammys and what's holding Beyonce back from winning Album of the Year. When Hove pointed the fingers at the voters, Matthew claims Beyonce's record label, Columbia Records, isn't doing its part behind the scenes, suggesting it's not going to bat for her when it comes to the voting process or the lobbying involved for award shows. As Matthew explains, record labels can only support one artist per category, which becomes an issue when artists from the same label are nominated for the same award, as has been in the case with Beyonce at least twice. Matthew says the exact scenario played out back in 2017 when Beyonce and Adele, who is also signed to Columbia, were both nominated for Album of the Year. Bey's dad claims Columbia Records threw its support behind Adele, and she ended up trumping Bey for the Grammy. Harry Styles is also on Columbia, by the way, and last year he beat out Beyonce for Album of the Year. Matthew says all are sorts of reasons a record label would support one artist over another. He broke down a few for us, while also pointing out it's not always about the music itself. Jay-Z admitted in his speech the whole process is subjective, and Matthew's not denying that. He says money is a big motivator here too. Beyonce may very well win Album of the Year somewhere down the line, but at the moment, her father seems to be implying the powers that be just aren't in her corner for the top prize. So they give her the consolation prize to keep her hanging on the string, but they're not going to give her Album of the Year because they got to promote somebody else for that, so that they could probably hit the top tier. Of course, Jay's solution was to keep showing up to the point where she can no longer be denied. But Matthew saying Beyonce's label has to show up for her. So it's not just about her showing up, because Beyonce had kept showing up. She keeps showing up and showing up and showing up, and she keeps getting a consolation prize and not the big prize at the end. It's interesting conversation, and Matthew takes us behind the curtain in the nomination and voting process. I appreciate him for that. Now, listen, he might have been a piss poor father. I mean, well, you know, I guess I'll say father. He cheated on the mother, piss poor husband to Tina Knowles. But he seems to know, no pun intended, the business about this business. And I believe every word he said in terms of the process. So, Jay, you should know that, though, too. And you should have called out Columbia Records if you was going to speak. You said when you get nervous, you tell the truth. So do you know the truth? Because you didn't speak the whole truth when you got up on that stage. You was just blaming the Grammys, okay? But anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments. And when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the like button. Let me know what you feel about Beyonce's dad telling us the real scoop. I'll see you on the next video.